When you go into other counties, what issues do they have in Lawrence County, Winston County, anything like this?
The main issue I hear is roads. You know, all of these counties in this area need roads being fixed. So that's one of the main issues. And red lights. Some of the red lights, like there's several red light places that they need red lights. There have been a lot of fatalities there and on state roads, and nothing has been done about those.
Is that something that a state senator could have some influence
Definitely.
with the DOT?
There's one over in Bethel Community Center that several people have called me about, and it's been reported to them that there hasn't been enough fatalities there to merit a red light.
Goodness.
And they haven't even, they've got warning signs up, but they need a red light there. And I think there have been 3 deaths already, but they've been told that they needed 3 more deaths before they put a red light up. It's a state highway, and I'm sure many of our viewers know the place that I'm talking about.
And I specifically talked to the Director of Transportation on that, and he absolutely says that's not the case. They don't do construction and roads determining the number of deaths, and he said that was just absolutely false, and they're working on it. They're trying to slow people down. Again, it's a matter of people obeying the law, but it's got to be fixed. It's an issue where we're getting people killed, and it's got to be fixed. The things I'm hearing in Lawrence County are jobs. I mean, Lawrence County is probably one of the highest unemployment rates in the state of Alabama. They don't have any industry. They don't have any good, solid foundation for jobs. People are having to go to Huntsville and Florence and Decatur to work, and that's a huge issue in Lawrence County. Here we've got Highway 24, which is almost like an interstate. You've got Highway 157, which is almost like an interstate. And the last thing that they've gotten for industry was a paper mill about 25 years ago. I mean, there's no excuse for that. There's no difference in the work ethic of the people of Lawrence County and Cullman County, and they should be thriving just like Cullman County is. And if the representatives and the senators would get on board, then I think that can happen.
Certainly a top priority is jobs, and we've got to put Alabama back to work. And 75% of our jobs comes from small businesses, and this is where we should be looking to our growth for. We've got not only to encourage small businesses to expand, we've got to encourage entrepreneurship, and we've got to educate people in this area on how to create small businesses. There's several things that we can do, but right now we're concerned businesses are leaving this area and not coming back. So this has definitely got to be a top priority.
And Dennis, as a small business owner of 2 small businesses, I know exactly what the roadblocks are for small business and growth in small business. That kind of experience is important. That kind of experience to know what the government's doing to your business is important when you try to fix the problems that we've got. The roadblocks like in the discouragement of growth and the discouragement from expansion and the headache that you have to go through to expand. It's just not, I'm personally involved in that. I know exactly what that is, and I can fix those problems because I know what the problems are.
Specifically, what should the state do to help job growth in small businesses?
We have got to cut taxes for small businesses. Data has showed that cutting taxes from small businesses not only helps small businesses, but encourages businesses to come into the state. Simply put, cut taxes improves the economic situation in an area.
I think one of the main things they've got to do is they've got to treat the small business like these large industries that come into the state. You can't give the large industries these huge incentives and not give small business the same incentive, because small business is going to generate the jobs. When you go to develop something, for instance, when I developed Fun Zone, I was paying $600 a month for that 8 acres. I built a few buildings and I hired 35 people, and my property tax went up to almost $15,000 a year. That's not an encouragement for me to develop anymore. It's just not there. And when they charge these ridiculous fees to keep your business going, and when you've got all this crazy paperwork that you've got to continue to fill up, that's man hours. And that discourages me from sitting down as an entrepreneur and figure out how I can hire 35 more people. And so we've got to stop those roadblocks.
One issue that affects me, and I know it would affect Paul and Patricia, I'm sure you've heard about this, is the amount of money that we have to pay into the unemployment fund, because that is better than tripled from what it was in the past. Is that right? I mean, I understand that businesses should contribute to this fund, businesses are the ones who lay off people and that kind of thing. But has it gotten too big?
It's gotten almost ridiculous. My business, for instance, has not had a claim, an unemployment claim, in the whole time it's been open, and I'm still having to pay claims. I hire a lot of college kids. I hire a lot of high school children. They can't draw unemployment. It's outside the unemployment window, but I've still got to pay unemployment on them.
Right.
And in speaking to the director from unemployment, he says that 70% of the businesses are operating appropriately, and they're having to pay for the 30% of businesses that are firing everybody. That is not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. If I run a good, clean business, I shouldn't have to be paying for a business that continues to fire people or doesn't hire the right people. And so that will be fixed if I become senator.
Patricia, do you hear from small businesses that complain about how much this has gone up?
Not only unemployment, but also insurance rates. I have a cousin who owns an electrical company, and he hires about 25 people, and he says the health rate is just enormous, and this is impacting them along with unemployment.